So yesterday was officially my last day of being employed. We're gonna move up here. For now, we're staying in that. I'm working on building a geodesic dome. Probably for when we really move up here. But I've quit my job. Oops. Whoa.
Where's our little bowl?
Yeah.
Dong.
Did it just start recording? Okay, anyway. So, this is the geodesic dome that we are building. You help a lot more than you think you do. So let's,
I try.
really quick, I want to talk a bit about goals. So a lot of, gurus or whatever say that your goals should be smart, measurable, blah, blah, whatever, time bound. I think that that is some asinine, ridiculous thinking.
Goals.
Goals, yeah. So we found that goals aren't particularly helpful, or goals lead to expectations, and expectations lead to suffering, basically. So like when things don't live up to what your expectations are, you feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like important to not have expectations, to go into things not just saying like this is where we're going, this is the direction we're taking. Like we've had lots of goals and they've never really worked out like we wanted them to.
I find that even in everyday life, like I'm like, oh, this is what's going to happen, and then it doesn't, and I'm disappointed. So
or frustrated.
So we just try to, here's our kind of direction we're going on. I feel like each day I try to do that. Like, what direction or what kinds of things do I want to accomplish, in a general direction instead of like, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to make this happen.
Like when, my biggest goal coming out of high school was just to get out of the county that we were in. And I ended up going to community college, and, everyone who graduated from that program got an interview at Intel, and my friends and I looked at that like winning the lottery, like, oh my god, we're gonna make like $35,000 a year. That's so much money coming from where we came from, and it was. But then I got the job and moved up there, and it was like, wow, cost of living is so much more expensive up here than it was where we grew up. And so it was like that money did not go very far, and so it was like that whole goal was like didn't really work out.
Yeah.
And like you had
I wanted to be a teacher, and worked my behind off to do it. I got my master's in education, and I've taught lots of different grades and lots of different schools, and it just wasn't what was right for me,
Yeah,
so it's like
instead of actually teaching kids to be independent thinkers and lifetime learners, it was all just dealing with like Common Core and like all the standards.
And it's like I love to teach and I love to be with the kids, but there was a lot of bureaucracy that went with, I was going to say bullshit, but same thing that goes along with that.
Bullshit, yeah.
And we also, our goal when we were younger was to have that American dream, to have the house and the cars and the jobs and the kids and the little picket fence and whatever, all that stuff, and it's just not. And
when you were a teacher and I was working at Intel, we both hated our jobs so much that we just ran away and moved to Korea, and Molly taught for a year in Korea, and that was one of the best experiences of our lives, was doing that, going outside what the general expectation was. And that was just amazing. And then we came back, and before we had kids, I wanted to have a good job that was stable, and so Molly could stay home and use her master's degree and towards our own children. And I got that. I got a good job that paid a lot of money and that I really enjoyed. And I was there for 6 years, before they, I was there for 6 years, and then
we had a baby.
We had 2 kids.
2 babies, yeah.
We had 2 kids, and then they eliminated my position. And so
just suddenly.
Yeah, without, a few of us had, there were 6 positions that were eliminated, and 2 of us were given a month to find something else internally, and I was able to find something else internally, but the job was just, it was completely different, and it wasn't what I wanted to do. And so I bounced around to several other positions, and made a lot more money, and the job
became a chase for the money, really. Yeah.
more money, and it just, but it wasn't. Along with chasing more money, it was spending more time doing things that I didn't want to do, and so
less time with the family, less time for projects, less time for basically everything outside of just doing the job.
Just making money.
Yeah, making money.
And then I spent so much money on Red Bull and CBD to be awake enough to do the job and not stressed out enough to do the job, that it was just ended up kind of being a wash. So
yeah, for sure. And I feel like the kids are also overwhelmed with school and activities and trying to get play dates in and all this stuff, which is good. I mean, they're doing very well in all areas. I mean, academically and everything. But I think a lot of it, the pandemic kind of taught us like how important it is to be together. Us, just like we had to stay home. I mean, everybody did, and it was like a really good way to find out how close we really are and how much we enjoy just being together. And gosh, I got to just teach the kids and do all these cool projects and do fun stuff with them and find ways to do things without having a bunch of other people around.
Yeah, it's like the pandemic really brought into focus what we really want to do and what we really feel like we need to do. Like there's it's like our society is like shaking and kind of crumbling in a lot of ways, and like we talked about that, or I talked about that in the first video. It's like, now we need to control the air and the water and all this stuff, and it's like, our global supply lines are down, or struggling to keep up with demand of all the things. And so it just feels like the goal of getting this property and to being able to take ownership of our basic needs, once we got the property, it was like I can't focus on like anything else.
No.
It's like all I want to do is spend time building this life where we've taken ownership of our basic needs.
Yeah.
And so it was like just trying to work was like, I don't care about my job. I don't have any motivation to go through and be meeting with customers and trying to address their issues that, like, in the grand scheme of things, just feels so small. Like the company that I just left, it's a great company, and I like the people that I work with and all this stuff, but it just didn't feel like it mattered as much as actually working towards building our basic needs and working on the property. So I've quit. Thank you, dogs. Connie, let it go.
I'm looking forward to not having that.
Oh God, I'll be so happy when we're out on the property and I don't have to listen to the neighbor's dogs bark or the neighbor's dogs bark.
Yeah, I feel like we're just surrounded. We have a pretty decent sized house and yard, but like we can hear dogs barking like so often.
All the time.
It is a lot. Well, anyway, basically, I think a lot of this was like me kind of pushing.
Yeah.
Just watching Jesse's mental health kind of deteriorate with I mean, it's gotten worse and worse with the, he just doesn't have time. The kids barely see him, and they're constantly like, Daddy, when are we going to see Daddy? When are we going to see Daddy? And
Daddy, can you look at this thing? I can't. I got to go to work.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just I got so much stuff that I need to do.
And he was working
like 11
hour days. It was ridiculous. Like, it was getting a little bit much in general. And so I started kind of pushing, let's just go now. Like, why can't we just go now? Yeah. And I think you were nervous because it's like, if we went now, it's like no job, no income, it's
winter.
It's winter, it's cold, and I'm like, let's just do it. You can do it. You're amazing. Yeah.
One of the big things was, like, I had my first therapy appointment ever, and through talking about it, like, these issues, like, one of the things that I really came to realize is like we talk about oh, look at these billionaires and like these hedge fund managers, and like, gosh, look at all the money they have. Like, how much is enough? Like, how much is really enough? And that made me kind of think about even like my own life, like, how much is enough? It was like, we had enough money in savings that we should be fine if, like, we quit work and everything goes well. There aren't any giant surprises, that we should be able to last like a year or more, maybe less, I don't know, but about a year, provided no giant surprises. And so with that, it's like, I have enough. We have enough.
You've already done the providing for in that way.
Yeah.
It's, let's move to the next stage, and
yeah.
I mean, and beyond that, like, being up on our property is like the happiest place for everyone. Like, I just feel like every time, we even think about it, it kind of, I don't know, for me especially, I feel like freedom. It feels like freedom.
For the kids too.
Like, the kids too. Everybody's just, that's our happy place. The dog even, I mean, it's just, anytime I, like, imagine my happy place, that's it. And it's like why the hell would we not live there? Why not do this,
Yeah. Our daughter's, like, drawing pictures of all of us, like, sleeping in a tent around a fire, like, looking at the stars, and it's like
constant pictures of that.
And so it's for all of us.
We now have a calendar of when we're gonna go, and like the kids are just counting down the days. They're like, how many more days? Not how many days till Christmas. How many more days until we go to the property again? I mean, that says a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it's, we have enough, and it's time. It's time to embark on this adventure. Any last thoughts? Closing?
Woo! I'm excited. It's a lot of work.
Yep. So, I'm gonna get back to work, trying to finish up this dome that we're gonna live in.
And I'm gonna go clean the house, or get rid of more stuff out of our 6-bedroom.
Yeah, get rid of more stuff.
We have like a 6-bedroom house with
too many things.
So many things. Just so many things. And that's the other thing, is the kids have been like, let's get rid of things. Let's give away our toys to people. I'm like, really? Like, they have not thought about one thing. Like, they don't care. Well, the play kitchen. They were like, we need to keep that play kitchen. I'm like, that's fine. We can keep the play kitchen. But
so it's trying to be family, less materialistic and more intentional with the things that we own, and that's.
I can't wait.
I
can't wait. Every time we go, we're like, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. So now we won't have to.
Now we won't.
Yeah.
Now we won't have to.
Yep.
All right.